Let's talk about a very specific day in the future, Monday, April 27th, 2026. Now, I know it seems completely random, but it turns out this one 24-hour period is the perfect way to see the amazing connection between our everyday lives here on Earth and a truly spectacular show happening way, way out in space.
So let me ask you, what are you going to be doing? It's a Monday, right? So maybe you're at work or in class or just, doing your thing. Go ahead and picture it. Now, hold that thought because we're about to add a little bit of cosmic perspective to your calendar.
Okay, first things first, let's ground ourselves right here on our own planet. Because just like any other day, April 27th is absolutely packed with human stuff. History, celebrations, culture. It's basically a little snapshot of who we are.
I mean, think about the whiplash on this day. We remember some really heavy historical events like the bombing of Guernica or the encirclement of Saigon. But at the exact same time, it's also National Prime Rib Day, National Gummy Bear Day, and, get this, International Crow and Raven Appreciation Day. It's kind of the perfect example of how our lives are this wild mix of deep history and, well, delightful absurdity.
And what about our culture? Well, if we take a little peek at what people might be reading in April 2026, we get a real feel for what's capturing our imagination. We've got stuff like Yesteryear, which is about a social media star who gets thrown back to 1805, a twisty mystery called Mad Mabel, and a magical adventure, The Book Witch. This is the kind of stuff we'll be talking about.
So picture it. Your Monday is winding down, you've gone through your day, remembered some history, maybe you even ate a gummy bear to celebrate, but as the sun sets, your day is far from over. In fact, the main event is just getting started. It's time to look up.
You know that moment? That perfect transition when the workday is finally done, the sky just explodes with color, and you see the city lights start to twinkle on. Well, way above all that, the huge, silent theater of the cosmos is pulling back its curtain.
And the headliners for this particular night? Oh, they're big ones. We're talking about two of the absolute brightest objects in our night sky, the planets Venus and Jupiter. And they're about to have a really close encounter, a kind of slow-motion dance that's actually been building for weeks.
What's happening is something called a conjunction. Now, this doesn't mean the planets are actually close to each other out in space. Don't worry, they're still millions and millions of miles apart. It's all about our line of sight from Earth. It just makes them look like they're cosmic neighbors for a little while.
Finding the first performer is super easy. About 30 minutes after the sun disappears, just look to the west. See that brilliant, can't-miss-it point of light shining through the twilight? Yep. That's Venus, the evening star. She's our lead dancer for the night.
And right near Venus, you're going to spot the second brightest point of light up there. That's the gas giant Jupiter. It's a little dimmer than Venus, but still incredibly bright, just hanging out there. He's a stately dance partner.
So here's the dynamic. From our point of view, Venus moves across the background of stars about 10 times faster than Jupiter. So if you were watching night after night, you'd see Venus closing the gap. And on April 27th, they appear incredibly close, right as Venus is getting ready to overtake the slower-moving giant in the next couple of weeks.
But Venus and Jupiter, they aren't the only actors on stage tonight, not by a long shot. If you know where to look, the sky on April 27th, 2026 has a whole fantastic supporting cast, offering even more to see.
All right, here's your quick guide for the night. While you're looking west at Venus and Jupiter, just shift your eyes over to the southwest. You can spot Sirius, which is the brightest star in the entire night sky. And then, if you turn to the south-southeast, another really bright object is going to grab your attention.
And that object is, of course, the moon. On this night, it's going to be 88% illuminated. We call that a waxing gibbous moon, which just means it's a few days away from being full. It's going to be shining really brightly, a major feature of the night for sure.
But wait, there's more. The annual Lyrid meteor shower, which actually peaked a few days earlier, is still active. And that means you still have a decent chance of seeing a shooting star, which is really just a tiny piece of debris from Comet Thatcher burning up in our atmosphere. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. And for the grand finale, we have a surprise visitor. This very night, a comet named C/2025 R3 is making its closest pass by Earth. Now, you'll probably need binoculars or a small telescope to see this icy wanderer, but how cool is that? A special fleeting visitor to our part of the solar system. And that's really the big takeaway here. We live our lives down here, with our jobs, our books, our history, our gummy bears, and all the while this silent, magnificent spectacle is unfolding right above us every single night. The two are always connected.
Which brings us right back to that Monday, when the sun finally sets and you know that whole celestial show is starting, with planets dancing, meteors streaking across the sky, and a comet paying a visit. Will you take a moment from your day, step outside, and remember to look up?